Sev is repairing a loom gate again, is he? I know this design.
Wait, really?
Doesn't it look familiar? Just like that seal we used to repair the loom gate in Glintwood Hollow.
I guess so. Though that one didn't need me to take out a glass tail. I was a little green for that when we first arrived.
We all knew you had what it takes. Sev certainly believed in you, and still does. Just like I'm choosing to believe in him.
Hello, hello. We're fixing loom gates, are we?
What? Wait. Who told you?
You just did. But it was an educated guess from what you designed. Is this what the Eye has you working on?
You know I can't say. And honestly, I don't really know more than beyond the fact that there's a broken gate. I could do better work if I knew more, of course, but sometimes we have to fix things in the dark. Just the way of it.
My dad would tell you that's a great way to lose a hand.
You're just not seeing the whole picture. I'm sorry. I don't see it all either, but I've decided to trust that the head of the Enclave does.
I get it, big guy. Still, if he tells you more, just let us know if it's anything dangerous, okay?
I promise. You trusted me to tackle this task without enough details. I can do the same for the Eye. For now, at any rate. If things get dangerous, you'll be the first to know. Thanks again.
I sent a discreet report to the Spindle. She extends her gratitude.
Did she know anything more about the Flying Archon?
No. There's no record of this being an official Enclave design.
Meaning?
Someone built it after the surge. Presumably without the Enclave leadership knowing.
That's unbelievable. Who could have built it?
We don't have any leads at the moment. Regardless of its origins, we solved the Spindle's mystery.
It's what we do. Ah, my old nemesis. Paperwork. Mom would be so proud. Registries. Ah! How are things, Lane?
Sev isn't here for the moment. You're clear.
The symbol is registered to imports brought in by the Norian Order. Also, I have the location of a worksite in the Institute.
Good to check it out then. If they were working in the secret areas of the Enclave, they must have had political pull and trust.
On it.
Welcome to the Institute. Every one of those constructs you've been beating on was conceived in these halls.
Imagine standing among those weavers in the Enclave's prime, fearlessly pushing the boundaries of enchanting.
Well, they broke everything too. Literally everything. So, they weren't that fantastic. This passage must be the Enchanter's Way. First hive's up ahead.
Do we have any useful notes on the hives from the previous act?
Don't bother trying to deal with them. Too scary.
I'm beginning to get an inkling of why they replaced him.
That was brutal. Quickly out there with you.
I get the feeling the Eye would love to send you out among the Searchable with Grin.
What do you think, Eric?
I'd go in a heartbeat, but I've got dozens of scouts to coordinate. Wouldn't wish that job on anyone else.
Think that'll give the scouts some breathing room?
Absolutely. Can't ask me. Thrilled. I'll meet you at Casmyn's hold so we can deliver the good news.
The Western Circuit of Musing. Easy to get lost in the Institute's intricate halls.
Of ice as armor. Just be aware they will reform it.
recipe for sealant. Waterproof joints for piping, such it looks like. The seal on this paperwork looks exactly like the waterproof symbol Seb and I both wear. Definitely the right place. Some kind of liquid flow control valves. Complicated. Tarzan mercantile markings on this crate. Seb's from Tarza. So, Norians.
I've been digging. The Tarzan trading company that shipped the crates you found was the lead I needed. The Norians were experts in water storage and conveyance, and active before the surge, but disappeared shortly thereafter. Or rather, they wanted to disappear and subsumed their identities into a series of careful fronts, cover names, and the like. Thankfully, the trade record you found led to a whole web of associations, many of whom have had dealings with my family.
What did you find out about the Norians before the surge?
They seemed a somewhat innocuous guild of specialists, traded under different names even then, making them a bit hard to track. But as far as I could tell, they mostly dealt in water.
Dealt, meaning what in this context?
Aqueducts, reservoirs, wells, you name it. If it stored, gathered, extracted, or moved water, they were involved.
That explains the complicated valve I found underground.
Absolutely. They had specialized knowledge, which I assume is why the Enclave contracted them. Gas, such as raw magic, is a fluid after all.
How is the Norian Order related to Tarza?
As I'm sure you know, Tarza is an amalgam of numerous desert kingdoms. Before the surge, Tarza had grown reliant on the same weather control enchantments that were used in Judea. After the surge, both nations suffered greatly. Tarza in particular was struck with savage droughts.
Meaning folks, like the Norians, who specialize in water, had essential skills and knowledge.
I expect they were critical in keeping Tarza's many cities alive at all, a position that would afford them considerable influence.
Do you have any idea why they decided to hide?
Purely conjecture, but let's look at the evidence. We know from Sev's ring that the Norians are still around today.
It could be a trinket, or hand-me-down. But you're right that his behavior with the eye suggests they're associated.
Exactly. Now consider the Order's secretive nature. Combined, I would speculate that the Norians used the surge as leverage to become a power behind the thrones. Take a nation that used magic to keep the water flowing, face it with disaster and drought. What kind of deals might a group of desperate rulers be willing to make, do you think?
But monarchs wouldn't want anything that undercuts their authority or power to slip out to the populace.
As I said, pure conjecture, but if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck...
How did you get logs of your own family's accounts, anyway?
I stole them.
Really?
Oh yes, detailed transactions from private ledgers. No one quite sure if you made copies or where they're hidden if you did. Better than bodyguards when it comes to ensuring one's safety. I did not leave my family under the best auspicious.
Knowing what we know now, what do we do about Sev?
I believe we can say for sure that he and the Eye are somehow related through this Norian organization. From Sev's visits to the Hold, I imagine they're working together on something, but I'm not sure exactly what else to do with that information.
I gave Sev some help collecting materials. He's definitely working on some kind of project. He asked me to trust him. Maybe it's time to ask for that favor in return.
A good idea. Speak to Sola first, though. I've updated her, and she might have some ideas on how best to confront him.
Thanks for your help, Lane.
It's no trouble at all. This is what I do, and I rather enjoy it.
You're seriously telling me Arnhaven is now completely independent from Sansa? Bryn's parents fought in the war. Wow. I guess it makes sense that our history books are a little out of date, but I never imagined so much could change since then.
Use these well. Sword and... Sev. What are we going to do with you?
You know him better than me. Can we trust him?
I hope so. But it's pretty obvious Sev is being pressured by the Eye due to their Norian connection. And I do not trust him. Anyway, what did you learn from helping Sev?
He's either constructing or repairing something that requires exotic materials.
As I said, it reminded me of how he fixed the gate in the Hollow. I would wager the Eye heard about our exploits.
Could be.
He's a clever one, our Ram. There's really only one thing for it.
Direct confrontation.
We're going to let him know we care. Then we're going to let him sit with it. Wait for me in the hold. We'll talk to him there. Away from the others. So he doesn't feel like we're ganging up on him.
You know, our lawkeeper would love to meet with some of the populace. They could record some oral histories. There must be thousands of stories of surviving the Surge.
I'm sure your band is curious about our Hearthsiders, but that's out of the question.
Can I ask why?
Eye's orders. Your Weaver band is to be kept isolated from the populace. He believes that your presence would be disruptive to everyday life. I don't agree entirely, but you must understand this is a precarious situation. Even the scouts are isolated. Word from outside Cassidans has caused panic in the past.
Shame. But I understand.
If you're interrupting my petition reading time, I hope you're bringing me some good news.
Nothing but. The way's clear for the scouts to start retrieving those supplies.
Anything to add, Arakim?
I'm shaken to my core by the revelation that one can achieve things without forms signed in triplicate.
Interesting. I won't argue with success, especially when it keeps our people going. Bryn, since you've proven yourself useful, I've considered the ways in which you can assist us further. We'll need Isla's help for this next step, though.
Oh, we're all on a first-name basis with her, are we?
I should hope so, yes.
I actually just finished helping her with something. Shall we go fetch her?
Oh, yes, let's do that.
I need to go make a report to my scouts, but I owe you a drink for sure.
I'll hold you to that.
Please tell me you've got a distraction for me.
Are you all right, Isla?
I'm just, a little tired, is all. Between powering an arc by myself and confronting my father on the same day. Even as a previous High Enchantress, it took a lot out of me. I'm still working my way through it. And I need to figure out an independent power source for the arc. It's too much to think about.
I'm sorry. Should we do this another time?
No. Please. I need distractions. Or I might be tempted to set the hold ablaze.
Fair enough. What have you got for us, Karnatame?
An issue we faced in the early days of their appearance and are now facing once again is the ability of the Surgeborn to navigate the Enclave. Put simply, they are using our Loomgate network to traverse great distances in an instant. We can't let that stand. I'm only familiar with the Loomgate's design through my parents' work on them. But Bryn recently helped us access a supply cache in the Institute, and we found something that could help. A set of schematics for a device to block the Surgeborn from using the Loomgates while keeping them accessible to us.
A way to filter out the Surgeborn without endangering Weavers. It could significantly impact their ability to fight us. How can I help?
Well, they're incomplete, and I was hoping you could tell us what's missing. Here, take a look.
Let's see... A resonance modulator.
Bryn, while she looks over the schematics, do you have any questions?
Where's this device going once we finish building it?
The resonance modulator should connect directly to the harness. You've already been there.
Returning to the scene of the crime. Why there?
The harness acts as a central nexus that controls not just Asylum, but our Loomgates and all of the Enclave's transit points. Hence, why you were able to use it to open up the underworks in the first place.
At least I can't unleash the Surgeborn a second time.
Small mercies.
Why didn't they finish the schematic?
My understanding is that at that time, our bureaucracy was growing to the point of being rather unwieldy. I still grapple with the remnants of that bureaucracy every day, so I can imagine that whoever was working on these schematics... Let's just say that they were probably told to submit it to a committee before proceeding with the design.
Even though it was urgent and would have saved hundreds of lives?
For some people, propriety dictates priority. That's my guess, anyway. And, for the record, much of my life's work has been in service of streamlining that kind of bureaucracy. We cannot risk following the same path that led us to ruin.
How do we know that this modulator will work?
Whoever designed this clearly knew what they were doing. It's beautiful, elegant work.
I'll say. It feels familiar, almost. I can't quite put my finger on it.
We could check through the rest of the paperwork, see if we can find out who the author is, if you'd like.
Yes. I'd love to.
I've had enough. The sooner we get this modulator built, the sooner we can secure the loom gates. I'm assuming you'll be the one to build this. What do I need to bring you?
To be frank, considering all your Weaver Band's achieved since you arrived, it's clear to me that you brought with you an expertise that we did not retain through the dark days of the Surge. With that in mind, I would love to leave this in your Smith's capable hands. She must have had a world-class mentor.
She's primarily self-taught, actually. But I'll pass on the compliment. She'll be thrilled to hear it.
That's astonishing. Let's go through what's needed then. For the body of the device, you'll just need some calm steel. But the rest... Do you have any preliminary thoughts, Isla?
Yes. Like you said, it's amazingly simple. What's missing from the schematics is the part that allows us to calibrate it. But it's clear in my mind what the finished design should look like. Give me a moment. There. It's like the design itself wanted me or someone to finish it. To calibrate it, we'll need some representative samples of Surgeborn. Let's say husk and huskhound fur. Get plenty of both.
And then I take the finished resonance modulator to the harness.
Exactly.
It should be pretty obvious where to place it, too. You'll know, if you do it right.
Gotcha. Time to hunt a few Surgeborn.
Two crates of mantle supplies, 4 sets of calm steel bearings, 3 sealed vats of data grease.
Sounds like a wild party you're preparing for.
Not really my scene, Bryn. Do you need something?
I wanted to pick your brains some more, if you've got time.
If I stare at this inventory list for a second longer, I may succumb to madness. Ask away.
Have you thought about what you might do once the Surgeborn are under control?
That's a big assumption. I don't know how things are outside of the Enclave, but in here, we live every day knowing we may not see the next. Doubly so now. Hope for the future is a luxury. We are thin on luxuries here.
Sure. But you have to start planning for the future someday. Would you ever consider running for the Eye's seat?
I would not presume to challenge him for it, even if an election presented the opportunity. If he tripped over his own feet and fell into the ocean, thereby vacating the position, that would be another matter entirely.
How's your relationship with the Spindle?
Isla, it's fine. We have a good relationship, I think.
Do you enjoy working with her?
That is irrelevant to the demands of my work, but yes. She is kind and thoughtful and willing to compromise, despite everything.
Everything?
Well, you've met her father. Now imagine if he was your direct superior.
Say no more. So I take it that you're not happy with how the Eye is running things?
It is not my place to question his decisions. He sealed the Surgeborn away, saving us from annihilation.
But he doesn't seem to be happy with you. And you clearly disagree with him on some things. Wouldn't you be a better leader than him?
We have different opinions, but that doesn't mean I aspire to hold his seat. I'm focused on serving the people I represent. That's all.
Well, thanks. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time. There's just so much to learn here.
It's fine. You're refreshingly nosy. Look at me, sounding like Arakim. Perhaps we did need a breath of fresh air in here.
Hey.
Bryn, I haven't known you for long, but I can tell when someone's about to ask me a frustrating question. Out with it.
You forced my hand. So, what's the deal with you and Isla?
This is a workplace. We're colleagues. We both represent a number of guilds. By the flames, we're known for working well together, as our offices command. That's all.
Come on. You're saying you have no interest in her whatsoever? She's adorable, and extremely smart and powerful. Who wouldn't want to run off into the sunset with her?
Bryn, please. Even if I were, theoretically, I doubt she has time for someone between her council duties and her own research. But I am not. I respect and appreciate her as a colleague. Nothing more.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have requisitions to process and ridiculous questions to ignore. I recall there was something you wanted, yes? I suppose there's time to tackle it now.
I was hoping you could help me with an investigation. I'm looking for some missing scries.
Have you lost yours somehow?
No, but I have a lead on a shipment that went missing right around the surge. I was hoping you could ask around the Hearthsider homesteads to see if anyone was working the caravans when the veil went up.
Ah, and this is related to Arakim making a mess of our records, I assume.
Yes?
Very well. I will ask around as a favor to you, Bryn.
You are the last person I wish to speak to right now.
What did I ever do to you?
My own flesh and blood isn't speaking to me because of you.
She's not speaking to you because you lied to her.
It was for her protection. Information is power, and I will protect her at all costs. Even from you, if I have to.
And what is that supposed to mean?
It means you will soon learn that we can handle our affairs well enough without your help. I hear you've been accessing our supply caches in the underworks.
Not exactly. I've just been clearing the way for the scouts, as per the Axel's request. She says you've been short on supplies for quite some time.
Then there's no problem at all. Assuming you're telling the truth, that is.
No reason to lie. My band's work with the Axel benefits all of us. She gives us knowledge, and we help out everywhere we can. Win-win.
In time, your true intentions will reveal themselves. And first impressions have not served you well.
Hello, Sebastian.
Sola. Bryn. Hello?
Hey. Listen, we just have something to say. Shh. You're good. Just listen for a second, okay? We know the Eye has you working on some project. We know you two have some kind of connection, and we want you to know it's okay.
We know you're working hard, and both Sola and I know you're hoping to get out of the Enclave. If what you're doing here could help open the veil, then everyone benefits. We get it.
Exactly. Anytime you need to talk, apprentice of mine, you know where we are. And we'll listen.
I don't know what to say.
You'll know when it's time. We'll see you at camp, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Something's been bothering me about the loom gates.
You're going to ask how I got to your camp without connecting you to Cassidon's.
Yes. I've been reconnecting all the gates as I discover them.
We developed a way to move through the gates without a permanent connection. When Asylum activated, it severed every loom gate, cut off the Surgeborn, which gave us a huge edge. But the scouts needed to move around without opening paths for them. So, the High Enchanter did their thing.
Is that why the hold's still cut off from the other gates?
It took a lot to convince the Council to even allow a connection here. My teams have started to deploy with the recovered gear from the Institute, like a pebble starting a rock slide. Each team's able to clear more, recover more, and with that gear, we send more teams. Only downside is that the Eyes got us on a priority hunt for some really esoteric resources. True to form, he won't tell us why. Just, you'll be informed of the purpose when the time is correct, Arik.
The Eye has been using Sev for what seems like loom gate repair. Does that mean anything to you?
He has asked my teams to scout and coordinate defensive positions around the gates recently. Could be related, but I'm not sure how. The Eye's definitely got some kind of plan. I just wish he would share it with literally anyone. But mostly me. It's my people putting their lives on the line after all. Regardless, we'll do the best we can. And thanks to you, we've got a fighting chance now. I heard you and Sola confronted Sev in the hold. Everything, go well?
Sola did most of the talking. Handled it well. And then she used his full name to make her point.
Oof, poor guy. Well, whatever's happening, it's got the Eye excited. He's been moving supplies to the Grand Gate, and Sev's been seen down there too. It's a loom gate large enough for the Great Arcs. I'm still not sure why. He's seconded some enchanters and crafters and sworn them to secrecy. They basically live in a camp down there.
Might be trying to repair it. Sev has a knack for understanding how to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, but why? It bothers me no one seems to know except the Eye.
How are you feeling about our talk with Sev?
Surprisingly good. If there's one thing I know, it's when people are really listening. And that young man knows how to listen. He'll do what's right.
I think we can call that as close as we're going to get.
I agree. Good news, Arik. It's likely your caravan didn't leave.
You're sure?
Reasonably. We know which caravan was carrying a sealed case of two scries from the Keep records.
There's no log of it departing, and the logs were quite consistent after the surge.
And the Axel had several older drovers who told stories of caravans that lost control of their beasts in the panic. More than a few, sadly, pitched their entire caravan into the newly formed fissure in the lower city.
The runners would have recovered anything that important years ago were it still by the gate.
Suggesting the scries might have gone over the edge. Bryn, I hate to ask, but
I can take a look. Absolutely.
just be careful. The tangles get thick down there.
Hey, Seth? What's your back?
Ever since we learned of the Verdant Mines, I haven't been able to stop thinking about them. They were clearly well-resourced in regards to both labor power and knowledge. And they had an extremely intimate knowledge of the Enclave's technology. But do you know who was around to see their rise and fall, but hasn't spoken a word about it?
Cassadin's Hold's biggest ass?
The very same. I just think it's interesting how he's kept quiet about it. Don't you?
I don't expect much from him.
I don't know if he was involved with the events surrounding the Verdant Mines' attempt to take down the Veil, but he certainly bore witness.
So what are you thinking?
I'd like to send you out on a fact-finding mission for now. Meanwhile, I'll pore over my existing research for clues.
Gotcha. I'll be back when I found everything you're after.
Thanks, Bryn. I'll get to work here, too.
Strand. Happy to weave that into your mantle. Should be close to where the scry-carrying caravan might have gone over the edge.
I'll have a look. Good news, Eric.
I can see. That's quite possibly our lost scries.
Will you be able to retrieve it?
Now that we've identified it, yes.
It's a report blaming the Verdant Mines for an explosion near the villa. Supposedly, this explosion was the cause of the cyclical miasma floods. But we know that the floods were caused by Asylum. This doesn't add up. Here's something. Let's see. It seems to be information on Lucia's various projects. There are a lot of redactions here. Seems like someone was trying to hide something.
I can't believe we actually did it. It's been a pleasure working with your band. If we could match the drive and efficiency you all show, this place would be fixed in months.
Frankly, this is the life, isn't it? The thrill of discovery. The moments where the risks pay off. I don't want to just idle. There's so much to do and see in here. So keep the challenges coming.
You've got a deal. Even if you do make me miss my field days.
Just hop on our superior scry. It's just like you're there. Only you don't get clawed by drakes.
True. I do not miss that part. I'll get the runners on hauling that crate up and let you know when I know more. Teams are already working on the recovery of that chest you found.
Think we'll get lucky and it'll be the scries?
I'm allowing myself a glimmer of hope. All the research we did says it's possible.
Sola, my love, have you borrowed my moisturizing cream again?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Do you mind?
No, not at all. But Lane could make you your own if you'd like.
I've been reading over those caravan logs you brought in when helping Arik.
A little light reading before bed?
They do help me sleep. You know how important that is. The Enclave had 3 secrets to their trade success. These logs are good insight into how they leveraged that.
And you would very much like to tell me about how they did it, right?
Yes, I do want to tell someone. So brace yourself. So, the 3 keys to their success, right? The first was no wars. The Enclave never fought. Instead, they made it clear with loom gates and the arcs that messing with them was tactically doomed.
So they could trade with everyone, even 2 nations at war with one another.
That was their second key. Unique products. The Enclave was the only place producing their enchantments. Try to declare a trade sanction against them for trading with your foe, and suddenly your foe has an edge you just lost.
That's a deft bit of maneuvering.
Their third key was having access to land and sea trade routes. Renland and Taza both relied on Enclave trade by land. Either one attempting to cut off caravans would provoke a response from the other. And the Enclave's north was unassailable by sea. That's why they built Cassidon's Hold.
Sharing trade knowledge is your happy place, isn't it, Kaz?
Oh yes. And do you know there's another place that's got 2 of these 3 advantages?
Where?
Your home, Calmhaven.
We don't have access to sea trade. And I wouldn't say we're at peace either. But you're thinking of our steel.
Best in the Maida. And you're the only people who know how to make it. Not only that, but while the Empire would love to put you back under their heel, they can't, can they?
No, because we've started trading with other nations like Renland who wouldn't want to lose access.
That's peace.
So all we need is a port and we could be Enclave the Second?
Pretty much. I'm sure your leaders...
The Adelrad.
Right. Are aware of that. Probably the Empire too. Just fascinating how history repeats.
If we ever get out of here, I'll talk to my mother about this. Show her life on the roads helped me learn some things.
We'll get out. And when we do, you can say a big hello from us all. I've been thinking, maybe with the right person, I might change my mind about raising a family.
Really?
I would do anything for the people I care about. And what scares me about starting a family is the uncertainty of it.
But if you found someone you were certain about?
Someone I know would be a good partner, who would go to the ends of the earth for me and our kids.
Then you could do it.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if I struggled with fearing for the band's safety, the idea of what my mind might do to me over my own child terrifies me.
The right person won't judge you for that. They'll be patient.
You think so?
I'm sure of it.
It's all just hypothetical anyway. Hey, you got a sec?
Of course.
Great. Mind if we speak somewhere more private?
Lead the way.
So, there's something I need to tell you.
What's on your mind?
Honestly, you are. And it kind of snuck up on me. I was caught up in my own world before you came along and pulled me out of it. At first, I saw you as a friend, then one day, something just shifted that I can't quite put into words. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I think I'm falling for you.
I have feelings for you too.
You do? I thought maybe I'd scared you off with everything.
Kaz, I fight drakes and worms daily. You'll never scare me off. Besides, you're like the kindest, coolest girl I've ever met. How could I not fall for you?
That makes me really happy.
You surprised me too. In the best way.
Hopefully, we have a long road of surprising one another ahead of us.
We do.
Hey.
Hey, what's new?
Not a thing. Oh, except I don't know if you've heard, but I've got a smoking hot girlfriend now.
She sounds great. I have to admit, I'm a little jealous though.
Oh?
Turns out I have a thing for beautiful but kinda mean quartermasters.
That'll bite you in the arse every time. But seriously, I've wanted this for so long. I like you so much. But with all my issues, I couldn't imagine that you'd feel the same way about me. You sure you're not going to change your mind?
Even back when you were giving me the cold shoulder, I couldn't help but notice you. I could just tell there was more to you than meets the eye. I like your complexity.
You should probably talk to someone about being attracted to a mean streak. But that is adorable.
I'm not going anywhere. I promise.
Good. I wasn't planning on letting you go anyway.
Oh, hey. I heard about you and Casmyn.
Yeah. We're really happy.
So, she's doing okay, overall?
Had a rough spell, but she's doing so much better.
I heard the outline of it, but didn't want to pry. I'm really glad to hear she's good and that you're happy.
So, you and Casmyn?
Yeah. What do you think?
Your strengths complement each other. I'm happy to see the two of you happy.
Thanks, Lane. I really appreciate that.
Make sure you ask her about how she organizes her socks. She's got a system, a detailed one.
Thanks for the tip. I'll get right on it.
You don't mind me hanging out here, do you?
Not at all. Why do you ask?
Cool. Casmyn just seemed a little bit off.
I spoke to Lane about us.
Looking to pry some secrets from a friend about me?
Not exactly, but they did tell me to ask you about your socks.
Now that's a true friend teeing me up for a chance to brag. To start, I have an impressive sock collection that is years in the making with different patterns and materials from across the Maida. Storing each pair individually is a waste of space, so I categorized them into compartments as neatly as possible by nation of origin.
I have to admit, I expected something more complicated.
I'm not done. They're sub-sorted by pattern, and then sub-sub-sorted by fiber, and then sub-sub-sub-sorted by comfort.
There we have it.
Point is, this system is infallible and will be my legacy.
So, are you saying I can come borrow socks when I need them?
Absolutely not.
I'll need to get these back to Lane. See what we've got here. These all seem to be speeches that the Eye delivered. These are dated 40 years ago, but I could still imagine him saying all of these things today.
chance we'll get a new strand from that kill.
No, too weak. The only way to strengthen a power is through active harvest.
So what did we find out? Any big revelations? What's wrong?
This isn't what I expected at all. I think you need to read this yourself.
Well, sure, but... all right. This is one of Lucia's journals, right?
Yes.
I washed my hands of it, but they pressed onwards. He was fully aware of what I taught them, of course. What I'd taken from the Institute. And so, he let it happen. He knew they were going to try to pierce the veil, and now dozens are dead. He knew Vile, broke bread with them. But when they and the rest of the Verdant Minds went off to die, Kenrick just watched.
And now read this. A transcript of one of his speeches, delivered around the same time that journal entry was written.
We will root out these dissenter vermin at all levels of administration. Their ideology has claimed too many lives to be allowed to breathe free. In the meantime, to ensure peace and prosperity, martial law is in effect across remaining settlements. So he let the explosion happen and used it for his own political gain. Wow. He's a real piece of work.
He didn't exactly engineer this, but he isn't innocent either. He sat back and allowed the Verdant Minds to try breaking through the veil. Then they unintentionally triggered a huge explosion, conveniently wiping themselves out in the process. And just like that, the Eye had a scapegoat on whom to blame the cyclical miasma floods. He used panic and fear to secure himself a spot as provisional leader. But everyone eventually forgot that provisional bit. I genuinely didn't expect this at all. I thought I'd find out that he'd just been mildly conniving all his life, not this.
So, what do we do about this then?
We need to confront him. He may be the Enclave's leader, but we can still take him to task on what he's covered up.
Wait, what? You really think that'll work?
Yes. I'll present him with our evidence, and he'll have to give us an explanation.
I'm open to the idea. But what makes you think he'll want to speak to us?
I'm confident in my powers of persuasion. I may be young, but a lifetime spent orbiting the seats of power in Judea. Well, let's just say that I know how to appeal to a politician's better judgment.
Well, I trust your judgment.
Excellent. I'll finish writing this dossier, and I'll meet you in Cassadin's Hold. Have faith.
It's not you who I'm lacking faith in. Trust me. Anyway, I'll see you at the Hold.
I won't be long.
Isla, I've loved watching you work on the loom gates with Kana Tomei.
Oh, yes. These changes will do wonders for the Enclave. We're making a real difference.
Oh, for sure. And the two of you get along really well.
Historically, the enchanters and the crafters haven't always aligned, but we found plenty of common ground.
How about outside of your official duties?
What do you mean?
I guess what I'm asking is, do you spend any time with her outside of work?
I'd never considered it. I tend to keep to myself. Besides, I'm sure she would rather be buried in her pile of requisitions than entertain me.
Isla, word to the wise, no one wants to be buried in requisitions.
Things between my father and I are maybe not improving, but shifting. He apologized for not taking my work seriously, and it seemed genuine this time.
Did he apologize for all the lying?
He's trying to make amends for that, in his own way. He's even brought me onto an enchanting project he's been working on. It's hard. Part of me wants the relationship we used to have back. A bigger part of me knows it's gone for good.
You're probably right that you can't go back. But if he loves you enough to atone, maybe there's a path for the two of you.
I know I need to keep my guard up for now. But truthfully, I want that more than anything.
Why do I feel as if I'm about to have my time wasted?
Please allow me to present my research. I promise it won't take but a moment. I've compiled a dossier concerning an event that occurred in the Enclave around 35 years ago.
And what event would that be, pray tell?
The attempt to pierce the veil. I can only assume you were familiar with the Verdant Mines.
The name rings a bell, though it's been decades, as you said.
They were the subject of many of your speeches. It's interesting that your memory on the subject is hazy.
You'll forgive me for not remembering the exact wording or subject of any of the hundreds of speeches I've delivered throughout my career.
That's not a problem. I can summarize my findings. Firstly, our evidence suggests, with a high level of confidence, that you were aware of the Verdant Mines' plans to pierce the veil. Secondly, in support of that assertion, you gained this knowledge through your close relationship with the enchantress known as Lucia.
I never knew any enchantress by that name.
That's odd, since you seem to have been a recurring character in her personal journals. Though, truth be told, she didn't seem particularly fond of you in the later entries. So, back to the attempt to pierce the veil. You knew...
I knew that it would go poorly.
You knew?
Of course I did. But what does it matter?
You could have stopped it.
But I didn't. Pray tell, Lawkeeper, what goal did you hold in your mind as you traveled here?
I wanted to learn the truth about the past, to uncover what had been hidden.
Lane Free Selectus. That's who you are, yes?
That's correct. Though, I'm not sure how... never mind. But my research...
House Lectus of Udea. It's no wonder you felt the need to make something of yourself. Well, today will not be that day. Nor, I believe, will any. I won't waste my breath debating a jumped-up little snot from a house so consumed by cupidity that it can't even keep its hearths lit. Once a failure of a house, always a failure of a house. And it shows in your insipid rag parading as research.
Did you just call me a jumped-up little snot?
No, I didn't. You must have misheard me.
I...
Will that be all from you? I have other matters to attend to.
Skies! That is enough. Lane deserves better than this disrespect.
You dare to speak of respect? You, who broke into our home, who undid Asylum, who attempts to destroy decades of societal progress.
I'm trying to help rebuild the Enclave, not destroy it. Self-important jerks like you aren't helping.
I have single-handedly held back the tide of oblivion. I'm not self-important. I'm a damned hero. You and your lackey will remove yourselves from my presence, or I'll call the guards.
Bryn, thanks, but it's not worth it. I need to go.
Skies above. I was worried this would happen. I suppose if anywhere were going to be too full of magic, it would be this place.
A lot of the records were lost, but we know the real innovation happened down here.
And the Enclave's innovations took a lot of magic. Right.
I can't even begin to explain how I feel. This is a disaster.
Did I make it worse?
No. No, not at all. Not for a moment. You were very kind and strong and supportive and courageous. It reminded me of why I left.
Home.
Everything back there was all about your house. Your actions or intent never mattered. And when I tried to forge a different path in life, the knives came out. I had no real choice but to leave. I thought I had left it all in my past, but now, here we are.
For years, no matter how hard I trained, my last mentor, Aaron, told me I wasn't strong enough to be a point. When he eventually named one of his friends, Aram, the Weaver Band's new point, I was gutted. Even though he had no training, Aaron tried to convince me it made sense. Aram is just physiologically stronger than me. Of course, I took the first chance to get out after that. Just like you did. But until then, as much as I tried to ignore what Aaron was saying, a part of me was afraid he was right. Sometimes, when you're told the same thing over and over, you can't help but wonder if it's true. So, what I'm trying to say is that this guy has found his way inside your head. But that'll pass. And it doesn't reflect on the quality of your research.
I appreciate that. I'll try to internalize it. But for now, I think I just need to consider my next moves. It might take a while.
Take all the time you need.
Thanks, Bryn. How did he know?
Lane, are you all right?
I'm just rattled. I never told you, or anyone else, my full name. Not because I didn't want you to know, or because I thought you'd judge me, just that I'm allowed to hold information back.
And the eye threw it at you like he'd known you your whole life.
Yes, and he accurately described the state of my house, too. Which is not a secret, particularly, but...
I wonder how he knew.
That's the very question that's been torturing me. As far as I know, we're the only people to ever make it through the Veil, and I was most certainly born after it was raised. There's no other way for information or news to make it through.
Before you ask, it wasn't me who told him.
But that raises the question, doesn't it? Who among us betrayed our trust? And how do they even know in the first place?
To be honest with you, I don't love the idea that we've got someone in our midst sharing information like that. I can't think of anyone in our camp who might intentionally hurt you. But that doesn't make it okay. When we find out who did this, I think you're owed an apology.
Yes, I suppose we'll need to keep our eyes open. Stay vigilant, Bryn.
This looks right. I guess I'll find out when I take it to the harness. Ugh. Those surgeborn parts really didn't do much for the smell of this thing. Well, that did something. I should go check with the Axel that it worked. I hope I'm not interrupting anything with her and the spindle.
There. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. But I can't. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be the one to have to deal with this. 'Cause I don't want to be
So the curves of the metal suggest...
I definitely think an enchanter had a hand in this, as well as someone with intimate knowledge of the loom gates.
Those two people could possibly be one person even. Though I can't fathom who it would be.
Keeping yourselves busy, I see?
It's a conundrum for the ages, that's for sure.
Ah, Bryn. You're back.
You've done amazing work with the resonance modulator. I'm certain this will be a turning point for us.
Thanks. But how do you know it worked?
The loom gate started glowing a strange color before you arrived. I took it as a hint that you'd succeeded.
Spoiled the surprise.
I'm sure the Surgeborn will be plenty surprised when they next try to use the loom gates.
Suffice to say, we're thrilled, Bryn. In a short time, you've done a lot to help us. We were, obviously, a little hesitant to trust newcomers.
Our first impression wasn't the best.
But now, we're in a much better situation when it comes to survival.
Happy to have helped. Without you two trusting me, I couldn't have achieved half as much. So thank you for letting me in. I'm glad to have gotten to know both of you.
It's been my pleasure, Bryn.
Likewise.
So, let's recap for a moment. 1. We've stopped Surgeborn from navigating the Loomgate network by using the resonance modulator. 2. We've made huge leaps forward in regaining control over the Arcs. 3. We've armed and supplied the Scouts.
It certainly doesn't cast our last decade of work in a forgiving light, does it?
Listen, you've been surviving this crisis for a long time the only way you knew how. But now you have a path to move forward. Your people can choose to follow it, or dwell on past mistakes. Are we ready to face this threat head-on together?
Yes. You're right. Of course you are. We're at the point, resource-wise, where we can start making moves.
I don't really want to speak to my father right now. But I agree that it's time we put pressure on him to do something. Anything. Regardless of what he does. You've earned our support, Bryn. But first, I'd actually like to steal Hirun for a while, if you don't mind. I have some notes to go over with her.
By all means. Have fun.
I suppose I'll just get right to it. Why do you treat me differently?
What do you mean?
Everyone else gets the stern you, the you who's in charge, the Axel. But I get the friendly face, the compliance, this you who I don't understand. Is it because of my dad? Because everyone answers to him? Are you trying to get close to him through me? I can't handle it, Hirun. I need to know that I'm not just being manipulated by everyone around me.
It's not because of that.
Then... what is it?
I spend time around you because I want to. To see you, to speak with you, to work alongside you. To see the look in your eyes when you solve a problem. Skies, I shouldn't... None of this is... If we could find somewhere else, beyond the gaze of the hold...
Hirun. Stop. Take my hand. And we'll go. I have a place in mind. I didn't see it before, but I think... I would like to tell you of the ways in which you are important to me, too.
Let me guess. You've come to ask me to apologize to your naive lawkeeper.
No.
No. Isn't that what self-proclaimed heroes do? Demand justice for your friends?
I would never ask Lane to waste their energy on a conversation with you again. Do I think how you spoke to them was a disgusting, brutish display? Absolutely. But justice doesn't come with an apology from you, does it?
They attacked my legacy. I merely put them in their place.
Exactly. Without remorse, an apology would just be posturing. No. Justice is served in the way Lane still chooses kindness every day, despite people like you trying to tear them down.
Their research tore me.
Justice is served in the way Lane gets to continue living as their wonderful, talented self. Whereas you have to keep living as yourself. As someone who is clearly in so much pain over his own existence, he needs to make other people feel small, so he can look big.
By the flames, save your idealistic speeches for someone who cares.
So we agree. There is no need for you to ever speak to or about Lane again.
Our preferences align, then. Congratulations on successfully recalibrating the loom gates. It's an impressive achievement, considering your thimble broke the harness and prevented us from resetting the loom gate connections. Helping with this initiative was the least you could do for us.
It's amazing what happens when we pool our resources.
Normally, I would impose sanctions on the Axle for inviting an outsider to access the harness. A rather grave breach of protocol, if I'm being honest. But thankfully for her, this aligns with our upcoming security efforts.
And what efforts would those be?
Confidential, I'm afraid.
Oh, Bryn. You were right about the requisitions.
Obviously. What's going on?
Arik, why don't you fill her in?
Our plan worked. The Eye is mobilizing the scouts for a large-scale attack on the Surgeborn.
I take it the Axle and the Spindle put him up to this?
Yes. Not that Khan Stanild is admitting that. He claims that with the supply shortage taken care of and the Ark restoration underway, now is the time to strike.
And Bryn is receiving due credit for all her work, I'm sure.
No.
So what's his plan?
The scouts will stage a distraction in the underworks, while the Eye and the Spindle do something to the Grand Gate. That's all I know. The Eye wants everyone to convene at Cassidon's Hold for a speech to learn more.
He wants us there.
Khan Stanild loves an audience. Doesn't matter who's in it.
I thought you'd be happier about all this.
I have reservations about the Eye launching a plan using my scouts without consulting me.
The reality is, the leader of the Enclave has the power and influence we need to take a stand against the Surgeborn, regardless of how likable the man holding the title may be.
Power and influence, sure, but not the expertise.
My gut is telling me the Eye can't be trusted. People like him don't change overnight. Arik's right. We should proceed with caution.
It can't hurt to hear his big speech before jumping to conclusions.
I'm here to escort you. Talk to me when you're ready.
It sounds like your experiment with the loom gates went well.
With the Axle and the Spindle? Yeah. It turned out better than we could have hoped.
That's good news.
Are you worried about something?
Worried? No.
holding the infinite weave of possibilities in my mind. Yes. Do you think the resonance modulator could be used to keep certain kinds of people out of the Loomgate network too?
I'm really not sure. What makes you think about that?
I believe that the Eye would lock us out if he could. He loathes us. He loathes me. If he has the means to hinder us, he'll use them. And we've just handed those means to his daughter.
Well, you haven't had a chance to talk to Isla yet. She definitely wouldn't let that happen. At the very least, she'd give us a heads up. Why don't you talk to her sometime? I think you'd get along.
I suppose I should, yes. After my next round of experiments, perhaps. Speaking of, I should really get back to it. I'm glad to hear that all is not doomed, too. Thanks.
Not a problem.